And as I said in the beginning of it, that CEO Lounge is just not about knowledge. It is also about knowing our speakers a little bit more, because you all have huge fan following. People want to become like you. So it is also good to know a little bit more about what you do otherwise, other than work. And probably I'll start with Milan. And Milan, is there a special love for dogs? Is that something which is part of your life?
I'm sure Sandeep gave you some tips on that.
No, I didn't hear back from Sandeep. This is something which is known to everyone. So, but
Well, I think that, I mean, we talk in the family as well, right? I think, we couldn't have asked for anything better during this current crisis situation, right? When everyone's kind of cooked up into the home, you're sort of stuck in one single sort of a closed doors or in a house. I think pets or dogs or just really pets at large, I think brings a lot of joy and happiness. I mean, it's like having a kid permanently in the house, right? And they're great. I think for me, every time I see my pet, at least, it's downtime. I mean, that 10 minutes rejuvenates you again, because you just see all the happiness on his face and things like that. But to me, yes, big dog lover. And I'm happy to have, his name is Milo, in the house right now, and really sort of, break the clutter you have in the head. Yeah.
excellent. We would love to see his picture with you, Milan. If he's around, call him. Maybe love to see you hugging him. Yeah. Manish, music, is that something that refreshes you? And what kind of music?
Sufi music. I would love to wind down end of the day with some music, which I listen pretty much almost every day. And I must tell you, during the lockdown period, we have a group of music lovers. We connected with a lot of artists in a private setting, and we had the singing session happening over Zoom, and it was fun. So 1.5 hours every day during the lockdown was well spent.
Wonderful. So can we put you on a spot, Manish, and ask you to sing a couple of lines for us? The best way to.
I'm a good connoisseur to listen to music, not necessarily sing.
Next time you should invite us over for these concerts.
Yeah. Sure.
Sunil, I learned that you also associated with one of the NGOs in Udaipur, and would love to hear a bit on how's that NGO contributing to the community. Let's hear briefly about that.
Okay, I am actually impressed by the fact that you were able to find that out somehow somewhere. But yeah, so I was not anymore, but I was associated with an NGO called Seva Mandir. It is based out of Udaipur, and it was just that just a matter of chance that we had gone for a corporate corporate trips to Udaipur, and I happened to just by coincidence meet old class fellow of mine, and she happened to be the chief executive of Seva Mandir at that moment of time, and that's how I kind of got associated with that NGO. Although my involvement was more from the perspective of the specialization which I bring in terms of kind of advising them on fundraising, because that is the biggest bottleneck which any NGO faces. It is not about work, it is not about execution, because as we have heard, Indians are kind of pretty, I would say, enthusiastic when it comes to things like this, but when it comes to raising funds, that is the kind of biggest hurdle which is there. So I kind of help them on certain ideas. However, from coming to your specific question, this NGO actually works in some of the rural areas in and around Rajasthan, about 1,000 villages, and they do all kinds of work in terms of educating farmers, educating children, women, anything and everything you could even think of. And they are, as far as I know, one of the biggest suppliers of clothes to Fab India. So they have a weaver skill, and they are one of the biggest vendors of what you call classic Indian clothes to fabric.
Interesting. Very, very nice. Pramod, a long corporate journey with Siemens, and if you allow me to ask you, what makes this company so special that made you stick for such a long period of time?
Yeah, okay. 20 years I worked with Siemens. Before that, I was about 10 years with Deutsche, and before that with Indian Bank. I think not one, there are many things actually that works for the company is the delegation or the trust they put in people is enormous. It's sort of culture. Yeah, so effectively, if you start working, and for me, the other thing was technology. Although I don't have that engineering or technical background, but lots of my financing and association was with the technological development. So here you had a chance for me to look at the technical side and the financial side and actually see an asset come up. That's very rarely we see from the financial services, where you basically work on both sides. And the other thing, of course, is for people. It's huge amount of delegation and trust that's placed. So almost anyone can technically go and own up whatever they want to do. So I think in that term, the other firms that I worked to an extent, but here it's much more.
Wonderful. And what, if I could just generally ask, is this the toughest corporate challenge that you've seen in your corporate life, this pandemic that you're going through? Is this the toughest period ever in the corporate life that you've seen through?
Fortunately, working in Siemens, no. That's again a question of how you, a topic that we touch actually, how you behave in terms of good times and how you plan out your balance sheet. In fact, this is one company which closed the M&A for about 15 billion euros 3 days ago for healthcare. It's already financial close achieved.
Great.
To that extent, yeah. A company which announced carve out of biggest chunk, which is the energy, is on track by September. That will happen through COVID. So it's the strength the company displays precisely based on its technology, but most on the financial equipment.
Wonderful. So you had a right place, that I could say.
Yeah. So I'm not lost a night's sleep. Let me put it that way. Yeah.
No, we only wish that you never do that, sir. And
Yeah.
Bhavesh, I love listening to you. And let me be very honest. You just were flowing in a conversation. That was really fun. And maybe you could share some more stuff. What's been happening in these last work from home scenario for you? What are you really been busy other than work? Paytm's been a new journey. How did the company welcomed you and so on? Love to hear this. Maybe you could spend a couple of minutes talking about it.
No, so financial services has been tough. I was in the middle of 2008 crisis in a bank, India's largest retail bank, then ICICI, and I was running branches then, right? So I saw it in my face because of what was happening with people withdrawing money and all that stuff, etc.
Mm-hmm.
I said, this is unprecedented, right? It is unprecedented from every stretch of imagination, because you were seeing regulatory action happen every second, third week. And that puts people talk about moratorium. Digitally delivering moratorium is tough, right? But we delivered digitally, and making teams really put the website up for people to apply, get the moratorium, understand their interest, how much will they pay and not pay, because it was a very emotional decision for people getting into moratorium, right? Free ka hai. No, it's not free. There's going to be cost to it. And then moratorium 2.0, now restructuring. So I think we've been very, very busy managing the balance sheet, managing liquidity, managing regulatory environment, and in fact, managing customer emotions. Because customers are going through, so as bankers, you see the customers' good and the bad side, right? Unfortunately, COVID's made us see the bad side, be it a large corporate, because in my previous organization I was involved, we were lending to large corporates to the small guy on the ground, and this has hit everybody, right? So there is nobody I can say saying, look, it's not hit me. It's hit everybody, and everybody needs help. And I think it was kind of a humbling experience that you could make impact to people by giving them what they wanted, by giving them more money when this entire 20% guarantee scheme from the government came out and disbursing loans. The government is guaranteeing to disburse loans to small businesses, etc., where people are sending Twitter messages thanking us and saying, you know what, this is a lifesaver. How quickly you could give us money, etc., etc., etc. So I think one has been tremendously busy, but at the same time, it has also made me realize that it's time to pivot again. That tech-led and lending is going to become 10x of what it is today, and there is not going to be too much business around physical world that we were very so used to, and hence my decision to move came in from that perspective. Though I set up the company from day one with the last 3.5-4 years, and yeah, it's been I think none of us have ever joined a company over a video conference in COVID times, right? So induction on COVID, documentation on COVID, running the company on COVID, doing everything from home. So yeah, it's terrific. But I'm a student of technology, though I'm a completely a management financial services graduate. But I can tell you what tech can do is unprecedented, right? Is unprecedented, and I just hope that the country like India can actually pivot from what it's done on payments to what it can do on lending, right? And I call it lending for spending. If we can get into lending for spending model using payments, which is spending, and lending, which is credit, I think India is poised to be amongst the top countries which would have done that. So I'm really loving it. I'm just loving the opportunity. Yeah.
Wonderful. Wish you a great journey with Paytm, Bhavesh. Vivek, we've kept you for the last. You know, you are a Salman Khan of the corporate world. Yeah. Don't worry, we won't ask you to remove your shirt because you've been sitting with your biceps.
My goodness.
Bulging out.
Yeah, and we don't want to get more embarrassed about what we are not or we can't do. But I must tell you, Vivek, you know, you have really been an inspiration for many of us here, and I can really talk about myself. I really enjoy seeing your videos, exercising, doing those push-ups, and see that if we can also do something around this. We also know that you're a great sportsman. You're a fantastic bowler. You know, we've seen you doing that. You're a fearsome guy on that front. You know. But other than the sports and exercise, what is it that also excites you in life? You know? Because Sandeep says that you are no more a munim. You know, I mean, you're in a wrong profession. So I want to go beyond the sports and exercise. What's there in your life?
So definitely. Things like fitness and sports are definitely my passion, and now I have been doing it for some time now, and one of the largest things that work for me there is that it's actually less to do with the body but more to do with the mind. So whether it is say an early morning gym session after after probably a bad flight in the night, or after a bad day at work, etc., or even so if I've got a board meeting today morning, I would try to do the gymming part of it before that, because that keeps me sane. So I think it is actually, so it is to do with the physical fitness. Definitely, it's more to do with the sanity of the mind. And I think so. I have seen a different kind of things work for different people. So some people want to run, some people want to jog, some people want to play, some people want to work out. So fitness is definitely very important for me. In my free time, I also write a lot. I write a lot, and that is very, very unlike.
What do you write, Vivek?
So I write a lot of poetry, Deepak. But so someday I would want to publish it, but I think it is many, many years later. So besides my work, family, and fitness, I think so. So basically these are the things that I love to do.
Wonderful. So Vivek, this is not coming from me. It's coming from Milan and Bhavesh and Manish and Pramod and Sunil, that you must end this entire webinar with a small few lines of the poetry that you probably have written across here.
So I think you have put me in a spot, Deepak. But so I would recite something that is not mine, because because that is to do with the subject that we are talking about. And it goes that रख हौसला कि वो मंजर भी आएगा, रख हौसला कि वो मंजर भी आएगा, प्यासे के पास चलकर खुद समंदर भी आएगा, रख हौसला कि वो मंजर भी आएगा, प्यासे के पास चलकर खुद समंदर भी आएगा, ना हार के बैठ है मंजिल के मुसाफिर, ना हार के बैठ है मंजिल के मुसाफिर, की मंजिल भी मिलेगी और चलने का मजा भी आएगा.
Wow.
Excellent.
Yeah, so.
Thank you, gentlemen. Fantastic Saturday morning, great conversation. And to all the audience, thank you for being so patient, and a lot of questions. We'll try answering them during the course of the week if they're not being still answered. And I look forward to seeing you all. Oh no, we're taking a break on the next Saturday. The Saturday after that with a new set of leaders on a new topic, with an objective and agenda of restarting again, in a best way. Until then, take good care of yourself, stay healthy, stay safe, and wishing everyone a very happy Independence Day in advance. So thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.